So, hello everyone. Welcome back to Grace Nicole Myths, Astrology and Tarot, where I have no filter and don't sugarcoat anything, so you've been fair warned. All right, we are doing a Zodiac check-in. Zodiac check-in. I'm using this deck. All right. It also looks like this on the other side, so if you go looking it up and it looks like that, it is the correct deck. All right. Zodiac check-in. Timestamps will be in the description after the recording is over. All right. So, let's see. Why don't we do, instead of going straight Aries through Pisces, let's do the signs by element. Because the intention for this check-in is not just for you to be able to see your, sun, moon, and rising signs or your other significant placements, but I want to get an idea of the energy going on in each of the houses right now, right? Currently. So what energy is coming out of, the different placements that are aligning, challenging aspects, Aries, things like that, like what the actual energy coming out of that house is. So you get a good overall idea of what's pinging your birth chart too in the different houses, right? Let's just say Aries rules your 10th house type thing, right? You'll know the kind of energy going on in your 10th house with the Aries reading. So we'll do it like that. All right, we'll do it like that. So it would pay, if you know your birth chart, to watch the whole thing and apply it to all your houses. All right, and if you're water heavy or earth heavy, then doing it by elements, you'll be able to get an overall energy for each of those elements and what's the most dominant, right? The most dominant in what's going on in your own energy. So, with that said, I think I'm going to start with water. So let's do Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Let me know in the comments what element you'd like next, right? After I'm done water, let me know if you'd like fire, earth, or air next, while I do Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So, Cancerian energy. What is going on, Spirit, please? With Cancerian energy. What is going on with Cancerian energy? Keep in mind, guys, time spirals. So if you're catching this in divine time, it's probably because you're revisiting these energies. All right. So Spirit, what is going on with Cancerian energy? What is going on with Cancerian energy at this divine time? We got the Magician, the Two of Wands, the Two of Swords. Give me clarities, please. All right, give me one more. Okay. Bottom of the deck is the Hierophant. Top of the deck is the Death card. All right, so. There we go. Top of the deck is Death. Bottom of the deck is the Hierophant. Major Arcanas. So Scorpionic energy, Taurian energy. Taurian energy has Mercury going on. Mercury just retrograded back into Taurus, which is sextiling on Cancer's house. Scorpio is obviously in trine to the Cancerian house, which is both positive aspects. So we're dealing with transformation and higher commitments, right? Higher commitments. Playing the divine game, right? Playing the divine game. Figuring it, I feel like you figured out the rules, because this death card, it's Snow White, she's eating the apple, but the apple and eating the apple is also indicative with like Eve energy, and then the 7 dwarves, and we've got the seal of 7 archangels, right? So I'm kind of thinking like you've taken the knowledge and are now privy to the rules of the divine game, okay? We've got mercurial energy with the Magician, which is another nod to the Mercury retrograde that just went into Taurus. With the 6 of Wands. Then we've got the 2 of Wands with the 9 of Wands for a total of 11 Wands. And then we've got the 2 of Swords with the 6 of Cups. I think you are very aware of the fact that you are manifesting, but also removing the mask. It's like almost getting comfortable, really comfortable with yourself. It's almost like your little blood-sucking shadow, your energy vampire, whatever your demon was, is flying away. Okay, with the 6 of Wands, that would be a victory. Okay. Taking off the mask. Taking off the mask and manifesting from the energy of who you really are without your shadow. All right. Which is a victory. Then we've got the 2 of Wands with the 9 of Wands for a total of 11 Wands. I feel like you're mastering spirit, and that you're also very aware of false mirrors or people who would pretend to be your reflection when they're not your reflection, and they're really just blending in and waiting to kind of invade your space. And I feel like you could feel them, right? You could feel people lingering over your energy, trying to see what you're doing. I feel like these are people, the awareness of them, I mean, you are walking the tightrope, and you have the 6 of Cups clarifying. So I think you're aware these are sacred soulmates, right? These are sacred soulmates. But you're walking a fine line. It's a balancing act. It's a balancing act. Dealing with mirrors that are not your true mirrors. Like, and I always say, like, everybody in your reality is a mirror of your energy within. But I think, Cancer, that you've taken the knowledge and you are now privy to the divine's rules. I almost feel like you're outside the mirror. You're outside the mirror, and people are still pretending they're a part of your mirror, but they're not. They're not a reflection of you anymore. They are their own self, and they might be trying to mirror your energy. But they can only do that if they eat the apple and go through the death process, right? The ego death, the transformation within the self. When they remove their own masks and let go of their shadows. So Cancer, divine check-in. I think you're ahead of the game. Okay? I think you're a step ahead of the game. I think you are privy to the rules going on right now. I think that you understand that there's a method to the divine madness, and you're walking that fine line between knowing the rules and understanding that you're playing with players who don't. In this game of life, right? You're playing with players who don't know the rules. And so you're walking a fine line because you know them, and you don't want to slip up and fall back into the old mirror, right? People that are pretending to be of like energy or on your level when they're not. When they're not. I feel like you have divine guardians who are keeping your reality, your true mirror, in check. Right, because you could see this little creature here is holding up a little mirror for her in the high tower, so that she could see her true reflection and not the people that are pretending to be just like them. Discern the difference, Cancer. God knows it is your forte. And trust your intuition. All right. So that was for Cancer. Trust yourself. Some people are acting like they're on your level and they understand you and they're just like you and they totally get it and they're fucking false as hell. And other people are reminding you of your true energy and that those people are not in your mirror. They're not the same as you. They're not on your level. Okay? So, Scorpio. 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 Spirit. What is going on with scorpionic energy? What is going on? Earth next, you got it. All right, let's see. Scorpio. Let me know if you want air or fire after Earth energies. All right, so Scorpio, what is going on? Spirit, please. With scorpionic energy. What is going on with scorpionic energy? For those who would catch this in the spiral of divine time. Clarities, please. One more. All right, Scorpio. We've got the Queen of Coin on the bottom. And the Page of Wands on top. All right. Top and bottom. So listen. Just reminded me of Wednesday Addams. And it's interesting because the Page of Wands actually looks more at peace than the Queen of Coin. Ten of Cups is under that. So listen. And the Chariot's under that. Scorpio, I think overall you have reinvented yourself into someone who enjoys the sweet energy in life. Being in sweet energy, feel good energy. And I think that you're looking at other people like, how come you haven't chosen better energy yet? Ten of Cups, Chariot card under everything, High Priestess under that. You fucking know. You fucking know that other people create their nightmares. And that they need to walk away from their own nightmares. We've also got the King of Wands here, clarified by Judgment. And the Tower. And they came out in the reverse. Clarifying in the reverse. The King of Wands. With those two cards clarifying, you said fuck Judgment and fuck the Tower. I think you're dodging bullets. I think you learned a lesson. I think you chose sweet energy, feel good energy. And anybody who tries to fuck with that can fuck right off. Right? That King of Wands, you see they've unleashed the dragon's energy from underneath. And it's burning out this smaller energy. Like they're no fucking threat to your energy. And they won't be. We've also got the Knight of Wands. With the Hierophant. I think you're as privy to the game as Cancer is. I think you're joining Cancerian energy to go play. I think you're joining it to go play. Or going to meet it because it's decided to play. And you're not playing by yourself. With the Divine. Either or. Cancerian energy joined Scorpionic energy in this higher knowing. We've also got the Lover's card clarified by the Eight of Wands. I think you've really embraced the sacred medicine or the poison that's become the immunity, right? It's like you've been taking doses of toxicity for so long that you're immune to that shit now. You're immune to that stuff now. Even now, like you've got lightning bugs like balloons. You've got lightning bugs on strings. Like you wouldn't even be in the dark woods. You wouldn't be in the dark night. You're not in the dark. Like you have figured out a way, solution oriented. You have figured out a way to stay lit even in dark places, because you can't necessarily control the game, right? You can't control the fact that there's day and night and the energy of things, but you have figured out a way to maintain light despite dark. So you might even come off like this, at peace in your little mysterious self, and yet internally, you're definitely enjoying the sweet energy of life, looking at other people like, what the fuck are you waiting for? I think you've chosen to listen to Spirit. I think you're playing the game. And I think you've completely dodged what would have otherwise been a judgment tower. Someone tries to come in and fuck with your energy, I think you're stomping it right out or burning it right out. Like, nope, not today, Satan. That smaller energy comes back with all of its fucking low, small friends, trying to tear the king down. But you've mastered a certain amount of spirit. There's multiple wands here. There's all major arcana and wands. King of Wands clarified by 2 major arcana. Knight of Wands clarified by a major arcana. Major arcana clarified by the 8 of Wands. I think you're sitting pretty in your reality. I think you're sitting real pretty in your reality. And I think you are kind of definitely looking at other people like, you know It's like you're looking at him like, okay. Yep, not today, Satan. Not today. Scorpionic energy is really, really well aware of the energy other people are in around them. And I don't feel like they're humoring that shit at all. They're just like, you do you, boo. You do you. You bring your fucking low energy too close to me, I'm gonna fucking burn all over your parade. Like, reality check you real fucking quick. Don't ask Scorpio for their opinion. They will fucking tell you the truth. Scorpio will tell you the fucking truth. How do I look in this dress? I don't know. I could be better. Don't ask Scorpio for their opinion. They'll tell you the truth. You want to stay in your low energy? Don't ask a Scorpio. Oh, man. Scorpio will tell you the fucking straight up truth. Shit. Damn. All right. So Pisces. What's going on with Pisces? Spirit, please. What is going on with Pisces? Piscean energies. For those who would catch this in the divine spiral of time. What is going on with Piscean energies right now? Well, that flew right out. Holy moly. All right. That Hierophant card keeps popping up, man. Six of coins on bottom. And the 5 of swords on top. So we've got the top and the bottom. Pisces. You know what, Pisces? You might be actively participating, especially if you've got more difficult Piscean placements, okay? Piscean energy in general right now, right, cosmologically speaking, Piscean energy might be going after the fucking carrot, like the carrot's a fucking threat when it's a goddamn carrot, when the real threat is the mice. When the real threat is the mice. Now, mice, symbolically, are little thieves right under your nose, right? They're a pest. They're an energetic pest. They get into your storage of energy and they start to deplete your shit. They start to waste your energy. Now, mind you, this 6 of coins, she's wearing cat ears and she's got a cat's tail. But she herself is not a cat. You can't control the mice. Because ultimately, holding on to the mice control your day. They control your day. You could be doing so many other things than pretending you're a cat and dealing with mice. Like, oh, I'm the champion of the mice. I've got control of the mice. No, the mice have control of you. You've made your life about controlling mice. Page of Cups is under that. With the 2 of coin under that and the Empress under that. Piscean energy. Might need to communicate some which way, shape, or form apology or forgiveness to another or to the self. I think they're juggling. Yeah, I think they need to communicate. There's a lot of communication cards under there. You might need to communicate with a high feminine energy. Piscean energy in the cosmos might be pushing for that. Think you're focused too much on dealing with carrots when it's not the carrot that's the problem. It's like you're getting mad at the carrot for being eaten by the mice, but you're the one holding the mice. You're getting mad at the carrot for being eaten by the mice, but you're the one holding the mice. A great way to put that into perspective, and you could take it how it resonates, right, as an example to explain what that energy would look like in real life. It's like being inside a scenario with a group of people that you don't actually feel good in. Maybe it completely fucking stresses you out. Maybe you're constantly involved in their drama. Maybe you feel like you have to be the savior or the glue or whatever it is for a certain scenario, right, of these lower energy thieves. They deplete your energy, your resource, your life force, right? They deplete your reserves. It might be a family of mice, okay? Might be multiple people, a family of mice. And you're kind of in the energy of, I can't leave this situation. There's people in that situation. These mice need me to be the controller of them. They need me to maintain control of the dynamic. Without me, the little mice wouldn't have anybody to control them and keep them in check. And you might be cutting off what is essentially your nutrition because the mice picked away at your nutrition and made it go bad. It's almost like let's just say you left a relationship with someone who was nurturing you, left a nurturing, nutritious, energetic relationship with someone because the mice were all consuming. And then the mice started to make your nutrition seem as if it was bad. I think you cut the wrong person for a group that you felt either you needed to be important. It's almost like you feel like you needed the mice to be important. You needed the mice to feel important. Like you were needed there. And you cut somebody who was or are actively keeping cut somebody that was not taking from your energy but giving you energy. Now we've got the 9 of Coins with the King of Cups. The 10 of Swords with the 8 of Wands. And the 9 of Swords with the Hierophant. Piscean energy. The 9 of Coins, you may be single. And major holding back emotions. Okay, major holding back emotions. You may be single. Or cut somebody and left them single. Or cut somebody like a swan and left them single. And now there's all different kinds of ships coming in, all different kinds of emotions coming up. That you need to get really real with yourself about. It's almost like you're not able, it's almost like because you're trying to maintain control of the mice, you can't express to the mice how pissed you are that they ruined the carrot. It's like, oh, the carrot's ruined, no big deal. I'll just cut the carrot down more so that the mice don't feel bad that they ruined the carrot. When in the reality, the mice would have never ruined the carrot to begin with if you weren't busy trying to be important to the mice. I think you're upset. I think a part of you underneath is internally upset that the carrot, whoever that is, the nutritious energy, I think a part of you is pissed that you invested in the mice. And I think you're denying it to yourself. All that you've invested in the mice. That you're still holding on to the mice because of how much you've invested in it. And you're not expressing how disgusted you actually are at their actions because of this need to feel important. 10 of Swords with the fucking 8 of Wands, you're having fucking nightmares. 9 of Swords with the Hierophant, you're having nightmares. I think you are well aware of the fact, like, this is an energetic nightmare. I think you've betrayed yourself when it came to spirit. Okay, straight up. I think you betrayed yourself when it came to spirit. Because the mice are cutting into your mind, you know what I mean? They're cutting into your mind. You being with these mice, I mean, the mice has to stop. Whoever the mice are, the mice has to stop. Because everything is almost, it's almost like everything is going out of control in a freak way, and it's because you're dealing with mice. You're dealing with energetic pests. This is being consumed by karmic relationships. It could definitely be a family situation. Go get real vulnerable and honest with a Cancer or a Scorpio. Then go heed their advice. Get real vulnerable and honest with a Cancer or a Scorpio and then go heed their advice. You might have a fear of commitment to nourishment. The anxiety, the overthinking, the 9 of Swords and the Hierophant. You might be afraid to commit to spirit. Afraid of actually learning the rules of the game and playing by the rules and letting the rules work in your favor, as opposed to being pummeled by the rules of the divine game because you don't know them. It's like you're rolling doubles 3 times in a row and you're like, well, why am I in jail? I rolled doubles 3 times in a row. Isn't that great? But you don't know the rules. If you roll doubles 3 times in a row, you go to jail. You know what I mean? But rolling doubles is great. Yeah, unless you do it 3 times in a row. You thought you were on a roll, only to end up in energy jail. it's almost like cheating, right? This 9 and 10 of Swords is Gemini in energy. If you got strong Gemini in your chart, the rules are the rules. And I think you might have even cheated, like trying to drop the dice on drop the dice on doubles, right? To keep going. I'm just going to keep going. I'm just going to keep rolling doubles. Like you were trying to drop the dice on doubles to keep going, only for the universe to say, yeah, but you can't roll doubles 3 times in a row. Go to jail, go directly to jail, do not pass go, do not collect $200. You can't force the universe to work the way you want. The universe works the way the universe wants. And you're either playing by the universe's rules or you're breaking them. You don't get to rewrite the rules. And you're having anxiety because you want to rewrite the rules the way you want the rules. And the divine said, good luck, you can keep trying. The more you try and cheat my rules, the more you try and change my rules, the rules that I have in place, your life is going to end up out of fucking control. Play by the rules. Play by the rules. Yeah, Pisces. Like Saturn's at 25 degrees Aquarius right now. And it's going to be moving into Pisces. Like Saturn is the epitome of the fucking rules. Saturn is the epitome of divine order and the fucking rules. If you don't learn the rules and how to play the game before Saturn hits your sign, you're going to get pummeled by the rules. And these mice are going to be all consuming, running rampant, running fucking rampant. You need to reground your carrot so that it can regrow, right? You need to get grounded with your nourishment, your energetic nourishment. What feeds you and wants to see you happy, healthy, strong. Because I feel like these mice love that you feel important with them because they're just feeding off your energy. Like they're getting stronger off your energy and you're losing out. I think you keep fucking around with these mice, you're going to realize you've got nothing left. You've got no energy left to give. You might have no resource left. They're just going to keep eating away at your resource. And you're going to look in your pantry one day and realize that the mice had a fucking field day and they're all laughing full-bellied and you've got nothing. Like the mice are getting spoiled with the fact that you think you can control them. Pisces. All right. Right. After I do Earth, let me know if you guys want fire or air signs after Earth signs. We're going to do Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. All right, so that was the water energies. Now we're getting into Earth energies. What is going on with Taurean energies? The cosmos right now, what is going on with Taurean energies? And how are they affecting people in this divine spiral of time? That you would catch this reading in these energies in divine time. Taurus, please, Spirit, what is going on with Taurian energies? What is going on? What is going on? We've got the Death card on bottom. And the King of Swords on top. Now Taurus. Death's card is Scorpionic energy. The Scorpionic full moon just completely opposed your sign, and the moon was the first card out. It's clarified by the Emperor. Aryan energy. Now, knowing what I know about the cosmos, Chiron has been in a dance, a semi-sextiling dance with Uranus, which is in your sign. Mercury just retrograded back into Taurus. And we've got some interesting Geminian looking energy here. The Nine of Swords is definitely Gemini, and then of course the Two of Cups looks like twins. And Gemini is the sign of the twins. So listen, because those are two clarifying energies. I'm feeling as if Taurus, Taurian energy is pushing for a major transformation. I think you are getting the pings to write. The King of Swords is getting the pings to write. Okay, despite the storm going on around them, right? They might be in an energetic storm all around. And yet it's really important, despite the storm, that they take the time to sit and write whatever they need to write. So Taurus, make this your divine confirmation that if you've been too busy to reach out to somebody, you should do that. You need to write. It's almost like you have a higher perspective because there's a trail behind you, right? There's a trail behind your energy. It's like you're making it through the storm and you're like, hey, if you're going to get through the storm, here's the way. It's important to write. Because the transformation is necessary. The Justice card is underneath of that. It's the transformation. It's balancing the scales to keep people from dealing with what is inherently abandonment wounds. I think in the reality of things, Taurus, this energy is asking you to physically create right into creation, right? An explanation of the way. The moon, clarified by the Emperor. That's interesting. Because they're skulls in the water, but they're not fish, they're birds. The moon represents secrets and illusions and shadows. the things that the light of the sun gets focused on, reflecting in the moon, right? The moon doesn't have any light of its own. It only reflects the light of the sun. So it allows for what might be too bright to look at, the sun in and of itself, and it focuses the light in such a way that it's understood differently, okay? You might need to find gratitude for the divine choices that you've made, for the healing process, right? The subconscious secrets that we keep, the thoughts and the feelings that spin around in our mind that don't get expressed, and that they come from childhood wounds. We don't express it because we learned not to. Focus on gratitude. Focus on the beauty of how events unfold and what you can learn from those things versus being stubborn and trying to control it. The Wheel of Fortune clarified by the Two of Cups. It's a butterfly that's been pinned to a bullseye. She's got shackles on both her hands and her feet, and a pin right through her center. The Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter, Sagittarian energy. I think you need to take a look at something that changed your fate, something that you were drawn to or thought was beautiful that changed your fate. Because that was just a part of the game. That was just a part of the game. And it either turned in your favor or it didn't. And I feel like whatever the outcome was, whether what you experienced turned in your favor or didn't, the whole point was to get you in touch with a true mirror or a real soulmate who is intrinsically just like you in energy. Okay? Like, don't feel bad for the butterfly. It was a part of the game. It's Spirit's giving me, like, you know how at the circus, right? Or in shows like Illusion Magic, people will use swords or daggers or things that retract, so it looks like it's stabbing into somebody, but blade retracts in and disappears. If Spirit is a magician and deals in the world of magic, don't be fooled by the illusions that get you here. You might have to let go of someone who you thought was a mirror. To really, truly get in touch with yourself. Because we have the Three of Coins, clarified by the Nine of Swords. And the Three of Coins is very Alice in Wonderland-esque, with the caterpillar. She's sitting on the mushroom. It's like one side makes you big and one side makes you small. What side are you going to eat? You don't want your energy to be small, because even things that were not a threat before, like a stuffed rabbit animal, is now a threat when you're small. When your energy is small, everything feels like a threat. But when your energy is big, there is no threat. There is no threat when your energy is big. Keep in mind the house that Taurus rules, right? For you, because these are the energies that is coming out of Taurus right now. It's that Uranian curveball, that Mercury retrograde, that aspect to Chiron. You know what I mean? There's some things going on here. Plus Sedna's at the 29th degree. And I believe Sedna transit signs like every 60 some odd years. And it's at the 29th degree. Like, we're going to see Sedna transit into Gemini, which is crazy, because some people live their whole life and don't see Sedna transit. There are some interesting things going on energetically with Taurus right now. Don't cut off your hands and feet to spite yourself, because you won't know how to swim. Birds don't fly in the water. Birds don't fly in the water. There's places you're meant to be and places you're not. If you want to go to places you're not supposed to be, expect it to leave you stuck there, spinning on the wheel. Go through the transformation. See the light of your polar sign, right, Scorpio? See the light of your polar sign. Bring balance to yourself. It's not always about the reality. It's about the transformation of the reality. Sometimes you have to let things go, and sometimes letting things go hurts. But ultimately it's because there's something that feels like it's missing all the time, and you've got to go get it. You've got to be able to go through the deaths and rebirths of your reality. Taurian energy likes consistency. But Scorpionic energy would bring you the value of inconsistency. The value of change and transformation. The reality is more beautiful when it transforms. Don't stay stuck, right? Don't stay stuck. All right, air will be after earth. And then we'll do fire. All right, so Virgo. Virgoian energy, right? What is going on with Virgo energy right now? Spirit, please, that those who would catch this in the divine spiral of time need to understand the energy that they're dealing with right now. Right, whatever house Virgo rules for them. What is going on with Virgoian energy at this point in the divine spiral of time? Affecting the house in which Virgo rules for them. What is going on? That's fucking interesting. What else? Clarities, please. Wow. 9 of coins on the bottom. Judgment on top. All right, so Virgo. The first card that flew out was the Tower, which is Mars's card. Now, Mars is leaving Pisces, which is your polar sign, and it's at the 29th degree, which is always really important energy. So it is also leaving being opposite of you. You're not being opposed by Mars anymore. And because you're not being opposed by Mars anymore, we're getting the release of the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords came out in the reverse. You're at a place with Judgment on top that you understand. You understand that you are being put in front of the divine now that this energy is out of your way. To truly claim your own independence and your own victory over life force sucking shit. Where you can end your inner conflict, right? And see the sunshine. This is all under the deck. And you might be having nightmares about having to communicate. Double queens underneath might be some serious feminine energy. Who has potentially moved on. Because Mars opposing you, you might have went to war with the wrong person. And now that Mars is leaving your polarity, I think you have a chance to balance your scales, so to speak, with the Judgment card on top. I think you have a chance where Spirit's like, it's now or never. Like, it's now or never. Either you're going to make right on whatever that self-betrayal was with Mars opposing you, or we're gonna call the judgment as we see it. Right? We're going to call the judgment as we see it on the self-betrayal. But because you were dealing with what is essentially war within the self and possibly going to war with the wrong people, being opposed to Mars, we're going to show you a mercy and give you a chance to make right on whatever this is. Because if you do, we got the 10 of Cups clarified by the 5 of Cups, which is the emotional fulfillment of something that was spilled. And it's the bird to your wings kind of thing, literally. You're not right without them. You don't even care, right? The 5 of Cups is about not even caring if there's other soulmates available. You're upset over the 3 spilled cups, which is essentially the joy. You want your wings back. It's your fulfillment. It's what your soul never forgets. The Elephant. The universe is giving you an opportunity to go back and get your dream. Came out with the 4 of Wands. And the World card. That's your peace. That's your protective bubble, safe from the rest of the drama and the chaos in the world. And it's almost like the bee is giving you directions. The bee is giving you directions back to the queen. Your sunshine, your honey. the natural antibiotic of life. Virgo, you catch this in divine time, that energy, whatever is ruling in your chart, whatever placements you have there, universe is showing you a moment of mercy. It's allowing you free will choice to go back and essentially reconcile with what was a self-betrayal and balance it before they cast judgment on you for betraying yourself. It's almost like they understand Mars is a little bit of a chaos agent. He's aggressive. He attacks first and figures it out later. If there was a wrong that you committed against something while you were dealing with your shadows, really, 10 of Cups, 4 of Wands, the release of the 10 of Swords, the wings, your wings, like you lost your wings in this process. You lost your wings. Spirit's giving you a chance to go and embrace the return of your wings. So that you're not feeling like you're sitting in this empty nest, this empty home that is the self, right? It's like a feeling of emptiness without it or them. That's your joy. The 4 of Wands, that's your joy and stability in the home. That's your closed cycle. That's your divine protection. You're safe in there. And the chaos of the world might shake you up sometimes, but you're still safe in there. Everything resettles. Everything resettles inside of there. There's no actual chaos getting in or out of the protective bubble that you would essentially find yourself in. Your home, your joy, your candy land, the sweetness of life, the sunshine, queen bee type energy. Virgo. Virgo. All right. Moving on to Capricorn. Moving on to Capricorn. And Capricorn energies, right? Capricornian energies going on in the cosmos right now. That you would catch this in the divine spiral of time because you're revisiting these energies or dealing with these energies, right? That you're catching this reading when you're meant to understand what is going on with Capricorn in the house that Capricorn rules for you. What is going on, Spirit, please? With Capricorn energies in the house that Capricorn rules for those who are catching it in the divine spiral of time. What is going on with Capricorn's energies? World on the bottom. Tower on top. World on the bottom, tower on top. Now, I was just talking to Virgo about Mars's energy with the tower. Mars is at 29 degrees and entering into Aries. It is aspecting, sextiling, on Pluto, who is at the 28th degree of Capricorn. Okay? It is officially moving out of that sextile. That cycle is completing. Mars will come back to revisit Pluto's energy when it starts to hit the end of Aries season, which will be in square. So listen. Because what is going on in Capricorn right now is essentially Pluto and Cupid. Tower on top, world on the bottom. Something's got to give and something's got to close. The journey has to be taken. Really, underneath the world is the Three of Wands and the Chariot. Those are the two big move your ass cards in the deck, and there's the Eight of Wands under that, which Spirit is pinging the fuck out of you. And you might be internally conflicted over a sacred soulmate who's very highly intuitive and in touch with your fucking energy. She fucking knows. This high priestess, whoever they are, knows the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help them, God. Okay. Capricorn energy. I think you've reached the end of a cycle. And now it's time to completely move forward. Okay. It's time to completely move forward or be met with challenges later. We've got the Four of Swords clarified by the Ten of Cups. I think you've been given a divine break in order to remember the way. Even that Ten of Cups is moving forward. I think you know the way forward. I think you've been taking a nice chill break, going through the inner transformations. And now it is definitely time to move forward with your fulfillment. We've got the Ace of Cups clarified by the Nine of Coins. I think you've learned how to overflow your own energy in this alone time. I think you've learned how to overflow your energy in this alone time. I think you've become abundant with your own energy in this growing period. And now, it's almost as if you've moved from, because it's the Five of Cups to the Hanged Man. Feeling like you can't live without someone because they hold your other half, to realizing you don't need them thinking for you. It's almost like you need them, but they're a bird brain. But I'm their wings. They're a fucking bird brain. You're better off with this energy. I think you've gone through a transformation realizing that someone, you don't need them and they don't need you. Whatever cycle you've been through, Cap, you've learned how to overflow your own energy in this downtime. And you do not need someone, and they do not, they might need you. You do not need them. They're a fucking bird brain. I don't care how smart they are. Spiritually, they got a fucking bird brain. You're better off when you're doing your own thinking. You've learned how to overflow your energy, right? You've learned how to overflow your energy and created this swan. With all of your energy, it's like you've created this swan within yourself. You've overflowed your own energy to yourself and created the swan. And in the swan, you've learned how to take the swan, the beauty of your swan, and let it think for you as a mirror to your true self. Instead of dealing with this bird brain. Especially if they're emotionless. Especially if they're emotionless, because I'm just really looking at the eye of the bird. Like it's unblinking, unflinching, and there's no emotion there. Almost like they're going through the motions. Like you believe that you're their wings, and they're going through the motions, letting you believe that you are their wings. When they're very comfortable sitting in the nest and they don't care to fly. Like, come on, I'll be your wings and you could fly. And the bird brain's like, yeah, but why would I want to fly? I think you've learned to close that cycle. And that you've got to move on, move on, move on, move on. From whatever or whoever this is. The inner transformation on how you do things and choose things is real. You are the CEO of your life. You choose. Capricornian energy, that's where you choose. Whatever house Capricorn rules, that is where you definitively choose. And how you choose has gone through a major transformation. You don't need to be the wings for people who don't care to fly. It's like taking your heart, Ace of Cups. Taking your heart, allowing it to flow with grace and mercy with the swan symbolism, and letting your heart become your second head. That they would both do the thinking. That one head would tell you what makes sense and the other head would tell you what it feels. And that they would come to agreement instead of relying on a bird brain. All right. Capricorn. Do not challenge yourself with this shit later. You've gone through this growth. Do not backtrack to the bird brain. Do not backtrack to the bird brain. All right. Gemini. Gemini. That's interesting. Timestamp was 1 hour, 23 minutes, and 45 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, Gemini. What is going on with Gemini and energy? So that people can understand what is going on in their Gemini house at this particular time in the divine spiral of things, right? That they would catch this in divine time. What is going on cosmologically right now with Gemini and energy, so that they can understand what is going on in the house that rules Gemini at this point in the divine spiral of time, that would catch them in divine time. That this energy would be meeting them to understand what is going on with Gemini. Gemini and energy. What is going on with Gemini and energy? Got the Chariot card on the bottom. With the Three of Wands on top. Gem. You got two movement cards here. One is about understanding you are on the fucking journey, and the other one is about moving your fucking ass forward on it. Moving and moving, right? Moving. You've got to move. Quite possibly, literally. You've got to move. You've got to move. Move. Move literally, move forward. That is further clarified with the Death card and the Two of Wands, because you have to get out of a false mirror. You have to get out of a false mirror. The Death card is like Snow White. She's eaten the apple of wisdom. And there's the 7 dwarves, right? Or the 7 archangels, right? Adam and Eve. It's very... I get that very mixed energy with that card. This is about understanding. There's a certain amount of knowledge that you gained. And you are being divinely protected as you go through this transformation, because you're letting go of a false mirror. You're letting go of a false mirror. This is someone who you would want to emulate, or who wants to inspire you to be like them. But they're not your mirror. The Two of Wands is about staying stuck. This is the transformation of being stuck, right? The Death card with the Two of Wands, that is the transformation of being stuck. You've got to realize you're divinely protected with the transformation, and you've got to stop pretending. You've got to stop pretending that you want to be like the people in your reality. They're not your true mirror. The Six of Swords following that, clarified by the Two of Swords. Look, there's movement, yo. Both of them. You've got to let it... You've got to lay your old self to rest and walk this tightrope out. You've got to get out. Whatever this is, Gemini, you've got to get out. We've got two very death-like cards in a row. I mean, she's literally floating in a coffin. And while you're floating forward, or the divine is floating you forward, it's like you're having nightmares. That the rabbit, who is literally crying because it knows you're going through the transformation and having nightmares, you're having nightmares about your small little energy, and the rabbit's after you. When the rabbit's not after you, it's explaining to you your own inner conflict when it comes to abandonment wounds with the Five of Coin. You've perceived your energy to be small. You're having nightmares. The reality is your energy is not small. The reality is you're going through a transformation, but you're having these nightmares or daymares, right, in the reality of things. And it's because of an abandonment wound. Feeling like you're going to be left out in the cold, that you have to overcome and conquer. You have to override it. Your energy is not small. There's wisdom in you, right? Divine wisdom inside of you. That you might be seriously challenged in tuning into and tapping into. But this is even your numbers, right? When I was talking about the numbers of your timestamp, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's progression. It's steps in the right direction, like it's progress. You've got like every fucking movement card in this deck. Literally the top 3 cards without the clarifiers. Gemini may or may not have realized, because Snow White didn't realize, that the apple was wisdom. That the apple would put them through the transformation and essentially kill their old self, whether they realized it or not. Snow White died a nobody in the woods. A nobody in the dark woods. And came out a queen of a kingdom with her Prince Charming after the apple. And it goes from death to the movement through death and the nightmare that we experience during the death that is not real. The nightmare is not real. It feels like a nightmare because you're dreaming during the transformation. What you're dealing with is not a nightmare. The nightmare aspect of it is not real. It's moving you forward so that you can wake up where you're meant to be. You're meant to wake up in a new reality, somewhere else. Don't cling to your false mirror. Don't cling to the things that look familiar when they're not you. You've got to move forward. You've got to move forward. Trying to go back and stick around in this false mirror. Well, these people are just like me. They're who I want to be. They're who I am inspired to be. I want to be like them. I want what they have. I want to create a life like them. Yeah, but you clinging to them isn't going to help you create what they got. You clinging to them is not going to help you create what they got. You want what they got, you got to go through the transformation process and move forward. You've got to wake up. You've got to wake up. You can't be like everybody else. You can't be like everybody else. You're on the fucking journey. You can't be like everybody else. You are on the journey. Going back to people or behaviors or an old stuck self. Walking that tightrope, slowly slinking back into that old false mirror of the self. This is who I am. No, it's not. No, it's not who you are. Your old self is not who you are. Your old self is not who you are. Your old self has an abandonment wound. Your old self has an abandonment wound. That is not who you are. Who you are is not wounded. Who you are may have gotten wounded, but your wounded self is not who you are. Who you are was prior to the wounding. The wounding didn't change who you are. You might look different because you got wounded, but you are not different. You are still you before the wound. That's what this whole thing is trying to teach you. You're going through a major healing process right now. Major healing process right now. Gemini and energy. Embrace the progress. Embrace the steps forward. The transformation of the nobody in the dark woods to the happily ever after. Embrace it. Embrace it. Like an apple is a doctor's prescription. Because it keeps you from having to go see the doctor. Imagine the doctors like the divine. You chose to eat the apple so that you didn't have to go through fucking surgery, right? Energetic fucking surgery. Apple keeps you in good energetic health. The doctor loves you, never wants to see you in their office. Truly. Okay. Libra. Libra. Spirit, please. What is going on with Libran energy cosmologically right now? So that those who would catch this in divine time understand the energies affecting the house that rules Libra in their chart. That they would catch it in divine time, knowing that these energies are on the spiral, divine spiral of time, and that they're revisiting these energies, right? You would catch this in divine time. These are the energies you're dealing with in your house that rules Libra. What is going on? Spirit, please. Clarities, please. All right, Libra. Bottom of the deck is the Three of Coins. Top of the deck is the Magician. So Libra, what's going on cosmically speaking right now is you have Zeus. You have Zeus in your sign. Okay, it's a minor asteroid that is archetypally aligned with that of Jupiter. Okay, which means whatever placements you have in Libra are going to dominate. Okay, your natural placements. This is how they're being aspected. Okay. The Magician is about taking off the mask. And it might be what's going on with your Gemini energy that in your chart that trines on your house, right? Your Libran house. Or your Virgoian energy, right? Because the Magician is mercurial, so it's either Gemini or Virgo. So especially if you have both or you're a Libra Virgo cusp. All right. It's about taking off the mask. Literally taking off the mask and stop pretending. Like you could wear leopard spots and you could wear leopard ears and you could wear a leopard's mask, but at the end of the day, you are not a leopard. You are not a leopard. You can pretend all you want. But you're not a leopard. The bottom of the deck with the Three of Coins. Is my energy big or is my energy small? It's that Alice in Wonderland-like energy where the caterpillar is letting Alice know that one side makes you big and one side makes you small. The energy underneath the deck is followed by what's understanding you may have cut off a very energetically nutritious person, and it's followed with 3 communication cards. Literally, the King of Swords is writing, the Knight of Swords is racing in, and the Page. They're all communication cards. They're all communication cards. Underneath of that, it's a missed opportunity and another communication card. So listen, Libra. Very clearly communicate, 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 and communicate. That is the underlying issue. We've got the 5 of Cups clarified by the 2 of Swords. Don't fall into this energy because it's a tightrope walk. Don't fall into this energy of needing someone. They're my wings. No, no, no. You can grow your own wings, okay? And you don't need to be the wings for anybody who doesn't have them. This is a tightrope walk. You need to communicate, communicate, communicate. And remember, they're capable of growing their own wings. And you are capable of simply enjoying your own wings without having to carry the weight of someone else so that they could fly. And vice versa. And vice versa. You don't need anybody to help you. You can just do it yourself. The 9 of Wands came out in the reverse with the Ace of Swords. I think there's a pull to stop feeling like a victim and face the truth. And the truth is that you've been eating a sad lollipop. The 9 of Wands in reverse is the release of what is essentially Chiron energy or victim mentality. The martyr, I'm a victim, I'm a victim, I'm a victim. No, you've been sucking on the sad lollipop. You've been sucking on a sad-ass lollipop. Eight of Wands with the Queen of Wands. Spirit's been trying to tell you. Spirit, the little lights, the little pings of intuition, the little divine messages that you've been receiving. The Queen of Cups. Or the Queen of Wands. Ooh, I said the Queen of Cups. So you might be dealing with a water sign or someone with really strong water energy. You might been getting intuitive messages from a water energy. And to be completely fair, the water energy readings were on fucking point. Cancer and Scorpio particularly. They understand the fucking game. Pisces is catching up. Spirit's been trying to get you back in touch with your heart's fire. All right, Libra, your heart's fire. Especially when it comes to the nest or the home, okay? You might be nesting with someone who goes through the motions of needing you and vice versa when you really don't need each other. You might be loving them for being the missing parts of you. But the reality is they don't need your wings to fly and vice versa. You don't need their wings to fly. I think there's no actual emotional investment there. There's no actual emotional investment there. You could say, well, I love these people. I care about these people. Okay. There's no actual emotional investment there. You can care about each other and love with each other, but no one's actually investing love or care into the other. It's convenient. It's convenient. You have what I don't. It's convenient. But it's a fucking tightrope. It's conditional. It's conditional love. It's conditional. And if you want to let go of the victim mentality, the martyr mentality that constantly feels like life could sneak up on you at any fucking moment, then you need to stop sucking on that sad lollipop. And you need to really start listening to your spirit about what nurtures your inner child. What nurtures your inner child? Spirit's trying to guide you to it. And you've got to decide whether or not you're going to take off the mask or put it back on. Are you going to be big with your energy, or are you going to play it small and live a small, low energy life? Again, communicate, 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 and communicate. Hell, even the Eight of Wands is a communication card. Swords is the suit of communication. This truth is itching to come out, and I think you're trying to avoid it, going back away from it. Like you're backing away from the truth, the sad truth, and it's like... Stop feeling like life is going to take it out from under you. A great analogy would be like being a roommate with someone and feeling like you can't go out on your own. Well, I need them. They have what I need. And vice versa. Okay, but you can afford your own home. You can pay all your own bills. You can buy all your own food, and you don't need this person to go in halves. And this way you don't got to worry if anything happens to them that you're going to lose everything because you can't afford it and they were paying half. Like, just go on your own. Accept that you're paying for everything, and you'll never have to worry about what you'll lose if you lose this person. Just do it. You know what I mean? Take that how it resonates. Whether that's literally what the fuck you're dealing with, or if it's metaphorical for other things that you're dealing with. Like, you don't need whatever you think you need. You are more than capable of doing it all on your own, so that you don't ever feel like you're going to lose it. You're more than capable. Spirit's pinging you to it. Stop sucking on a sad lollipop. Stop sucking on a sad lollipop. You're not a victim if you choose not to be a victim. I don't have this without them. Spirit's like, create it yourself from within, and you don't need them for it. You can only lose what someone else provides. You can't lose what you provide. Right? You can't be mad if someone can't hold up their end, because you just do it yourself. You just do it yourself. You create it on your own. So, Aqua. Aquarian energy. Spirit, please, what is going on with Aquarian energy in the cosmos right now? So that those who catch this in divine time know what is going on in the house that rules Aquarius for them. That they would catch it in divine time whenever these energies are spiraling back around to them in the divine spiral of things. Right, that they would be feeling these energies. What is going on with Aquarius and Aquarian energies, so that people can understand what is going on in the house that rules Aqua in their charts. And they catch it in divine time when these energies are spiraling back around and they are feeling them. What is going on with Aqua? What is going on with Aquarius energy? Spirit, please. Strength card on the bottom. King of Cups on top. These energies, top and bottom. I think you're resisting to communicate with someone because you're afraid. You're afraid. There's a resistance to communicate because you're afraid. Okay? And you might be cutting off someone who's good for you because you're afraid of making a move. Because if you make a move, the House of Cards will come tumbling down. And I think something is trying to come in. Something's trying to come in. A ship is trying to come in, and your demons are chasing it away. Like, no, don't come near me. I don't want to move. My House of Cards will fall. My House of Cards will fall. We've got the High Priestess clarified by the Six of Wands in the reverse. You already know you're losing. You know staying on the House of Cards is losing. Six of Wands is a victory card. In the reverse, you already know you're losing. Staying on that House of Cards and pushing out whatever ship is trying to come in for you, you're losing. And you know it. Three of Swords clarified by the King of Swords. King of Swords is higher perspective. Three of Swords is heartbreak. Like, you already fucking know it's killing you. It's killing you staying stuck. It's fucking killing you staying stuck. Like a pin through the center of the butterfly. For all your... the beauty of what you were to be put on display for everybody else while you're just feeling like death. Everybody could see it. Everybody could see it. You're unhappy, everybody could see it. Everybody could see it. I think what you really need to do, Knight of Cups, 10 of Coins, is crack the whip on the merry-go-round. That Knight of Cups. I think you have to love something enough to get off and go get your actual dream. Get off the round and round merry-go-round and go get your dream. Your actual dream. You're supposed to move so that the House of Cards can fall, because the House of Cards, it's worse than the House of Straw and the House of Sticks and the House of Bricks. Like, you want to talk about a big bad wolf? Easily. The big bad wolf don't even have to blow that house down. It could just walk into the room. I think you need to get off the merry-go-round. And I think there needs to be communications that take place in order to do that, because right now Saturn is in Aquarius and Vesta's at 29 degrees about to enter Pisces. Saturn's in Aquarius. It's going to retrograde in Aquarius. It's going to be there for a while. Like, you've got so much time to undo what is essentially Saturn's rings that bind you, your shackles. You've got so much time before you actually take the legit fucking loss, because your sadness is clear as fucking day. It's as clear as fucking day. You need to get off the merry-go-round. Stop playing this game. Stop being afraid to make a move. Stop being afraid to speak up about how you feel deep inside. Some heartbreaking truth that needs to come out. You might need to seriously communicate the heartbreaking truth, or truth that breaks your heart. Like, you've got to communicate something that absolutely broke your heart in order to write something. Stop being afraid that others might get upset. The House of Cards, the home or family, like, stop being upset. Stop being afraid. All of that symbolizes stop being afraid that other people are going to be upset. Oh my God. That's the truth? Yeah, it is. That's the sad fucking truth. Stop pretending that truth ain't fucking killing you inside. Get off the merry-go-round, Aqua. You already know it's a loss if you don't. High Priestess, Six of Wands reversed, you already know. It's a major fucking lose for you if you don't. Whatever the heartbreaking truth is, and whoever needs to fucking hear it, they need to fucking hear it. Truth just needs to be said. Even if you have a hard time saying it out loud, then write it in a fucking letter and give it to whoever needs to read it, because the truth needs to come out. Like, the truth is the truth. And if it's killing you inside, you're gonna face a fucking hella loss in the reality. I definitely feel like that House of Cards is family. You might need to seriously admit the heartbreaking truth. Oh my God, really? You're that unhappy this whole time? Yeah, this whole fucking time. And the sadness, it's eating me alive, and I can't let it eat up my reality anymore. It's a sad fucking reality. It's killing me. Out with it. All right. Aries, then Leo, then Sag. Aries. All right, Aries, Arian energy. Spirit, please, what is going on, cosmologically speaking, with Arian energy, so that those who would watch it understand the energy that is playing in that house in which Aries rules in their chart, the energy taking place in the house that Aries rules in their chart, that they would catch us in divine time, because this energy is significant in the divine spiral of things, that they are in this energy or revisiting this energy whenever they watch it. All right, the house in which Aries rules for them. What is going on with Arian energy? Mind you, right now, Jupiter has entered into Aries. It's going to retrograde at some point. Mars is entering it. Chiron's in it. I think Venus is still in it. There's a lot going on with Arian energy. So Spirit, please, what is going on with Arian energy for whoever catches this, so that they can understand what is going on in the house that Aries rules for them, that they would catch this energy to better understand what is going on in the divine spiral of things. All right. They would be visiting this energy. What is going on with Arian energy? Magician on the bottom. Eight of Swords on top. Magician on top. Or Magician on the bottom and the Eight of Swords on top. Alright, so listen. Six of Coins is under that. The mask that you're wearing, Aries. Oh my god. The mask that you're wearing that you need to take off is that you feel powerful, in control of all the mice, when really all the mice are controlling your life. And it's a sad lollipop. It's a sad life you're eating. It's almost like being around people that you feel like you're superior to. You feel like you're superior to them. And you're trying to control those who you feel superior to feel important, to feel superior, when really they are beyond your control. They are not yours to control, and you are not superior to them. They are controlling you and your energy the more you focus on them. Because your baby Aries, and you're trapped in baby Aries' mind with the Eight of Swords. Your baby Aries sitting in the crib. And you got to make a very mature, grown-up choice. You've got to make a very mature, grown-up choice. Because we got the Sun card with the Ten of Cups. And as soon as the Sun card flew out, it was like the lullaby. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. It's a sacred soulmate. It's a sacred soulmate. The Six of Cups came out with the Ace of Cups and the Nine of Wands. This is someone who you feel is superior to you in the High Tower. You feel the sacred soulmate is superior to you. They've got nothing but overflowing love. The Ace of Cups. They might have popped up in multiple different times in your life, and you've got little pieces of lessons of them all over the place. You view them as a superior because they're teaching you. And when you apply the lessons, you also become the teacher, right? And I feel like you left them alone. You left them alone. And the monsters that blend in with the rest of the world are watching them. Wanting to eat them alive, wanting to eat them whole. They see the true reflection of things. They are what is essentially beyond the karmic game, the karmic mirror. You've got a sacred soulmate that I feel like you have to meet them on their level and stop playing small with the mice. Because that's the illusion, right? The illusion that you're learning coming out of all of this Piscean energy with all of this stuff that is now in your sign. You can't be baby Aries. You can't be baby Aries. You can't just get lessons from those you feel are superior to you and then go back and try and apply them to the mice so that you could be superior to the mice. You've got to meet your superior, your teacher, on their level and become a teacher. Because the mice ain't learning shit but how to get through the maze. That's it. If you're hanging out with the mice, what you're really doing is admitting that you're a mouse. You're just a baby. You're learning basic things. How to get through the maze. How to see the bait reward on the end and find your way to the reward. Just stuck in the maze. Where the teacher is saying, see students, this is how low-minded energy works. They get baited with things and they find their way to the bait and they don't even realize they're trapped in the maze. You're playing with the mice. Trying to be superior to mice and feeling important to mice. Instead of rising to actually be a teacher. You're just playing with mice. Doing it over and over and over and over and over again. You've gotten really good at it. You've gotten really good. Going through that maze. It's getting faster and faster every time. Good for you, baby Aries. Good for you. You're getting faster at it. At some point, you're going to have to meet your superior on their level. And get out of the fucking maze. Be like, I'm tired of going through the maze. Tired of going through the maze. I want to be outside the maze. I want to teach and show other people how the maze works. And that the whole point is not the reward or the bait at the dead end, but the exit. There's an exit. And the point is not to get the reward at the end of the dead end, but to find the way out of the labyrinth. Like your soul knows. The soul knows. There's a sweet song calling you out. There is a light literally calling you out of the darkness. Like, doesn't your soul remember? Doesn't your soul remember how to get out? You are my sunshine. You've got to make a grown-up choice, Aries. Because if you don't become a grown-up, at the end of the day, the mice, when the mice get old, they get fed to the snake. The mice get fed to the snake. Are you going to stay hanging out with mice and being proud that you are the champion mouse? You get through that maze to the reward at the end, to the dead end, faster than any other mouse. You're going to get fed to the snake unless you grow up and take your mask off. Stop pretending you're a cat, right? Here, pretending you're a cat, right? Here, the person who's controlling all the mice, see, I'm powerful, I'm in control of all the mice, they're pretending they're a cat too. You are not the superior cat in control of the mice. The snake would eat us both. Stop sucking on that sad truth. You are not superior. Not as a mouse, and not as a cat. There's a reason why grown-up humans are at the top of the food chain. Go be a grown-up. Go be a real, true grown-up human. Stop fucking around with mice pretending you're a superior cat. Snake will eat us both. All right. You got a sacred soulmate. You got a sacred soulmate. Has tons of overflow. Someone you feel is superior to you. Oh, I could never be with them. They're way above me. Start thinking that you're on their level. Get to a point where they're your equal and they're not above you and untouchable anymore. Get on their level. Learn. Learn. So that they are not superior to you, but you're their equal. Go be a grown-up with the grown-ups. Stop sitting at the little kid table. Go sit with the grown-ups at the grown-up table. Stop sitting with the kids. All right, Leo. Here we go, Leo. Spirit, please. What is going on with Leo and Leo's energy? Cosmologically speaking, that they would understand what is going on in the house in their chart that rules Leo. Whenever they catch it in divine time, because as these energies stand, they may affect them later in the divine spiral of things. So what is going on, Spirit, with Leo energy? So that those who catch it in divine time know the energy affecting them in their house ruled by Leo, that they would catch it in the divine spiral of time, that these energies would be affecting them whenever they catch it. this message. What is going on with Leo and Leo energies? What is going on with Leo and Leo energies? Right now, I believe Volcanus is in Leo. There's nothing else in Leo. So whatever, and that's a minor planetary body. So whatever you have going on in your own house of Leo, just know that those energies are going to dominate. Okay. Give me two more. Fine. World card on the bottom. The Hermit on top. The Hermit on top. Leo, you may have Virgoian placements in your chart with the Hermit on top, or you may be a Leo Virgo cusp. Okay. World card on the bottom. I feel like Leo, you feel alone. You feel alone, like you're going at a snail's pace around in circles. I feel like you're going around in circles. Big energy you and little energy you is going around in circles. And you want to stop going in circles. I think maybe you feel like you're trapped where you are. I think the fact of the matter is you want the happy home, the sweet life, and yet you're just feeling like you're alone eating this sad lollipop. Because this person's happy right here. She's got her little pet, her snowman. In her house with her light on. Right? Her street light is like a little spotlight. Like this is the way home. And yet you might be sitting at the bottom of an ocean by yourself feeling like you've got no home. Like you've missed opportunities. She's crying. Feeling like she's trapped inside this bubble at the bottom of the ocean. You might feel like you're drowning. And it's because you're sucking on a sad lollipop. Your mind might feel like it wants to explode. Okay. That's your baby Leo. Your baby Leo, and you need to communicate. You need to communicate. Dealing with the bottom of the deck. You might feel very alone, Leo. I feel like someone left a light on so that you can find your way back home. Whenever you stop believing you're stuck on the bottom of the ocean. Honestly, it might be that Sedna energy that's kind of because Sedna is at the very, very end of Taurus, moving into Gemini. And if you've got Volcanus at like 1 or 2 degrees Leo, Sedna's not far off. It's sextiling on that energy. And Sedna, in her obstinance, would rather die than move forward. Would rather die than just move forward. She disgraced what was essentially her family, and if you consider the family like the divine, it's like disgracing the divine and rather being dead on the bottom of the ocean. And then wondering why God doesn't care about me. Why doesn't God care about me? Your divine family, your hires, left a light on for you to figure it out when you get out of your own bubble. Your own sad lollipop bubble. We've got the Knight of Cups clarified by the 2 of Coins in the reverse and the 6 of Wands, which means you have to clearly communicate from your heart that you are not juggling and that you just want a victory. You're not juggling, well, maybe I want the loss. Maybe I want to be on the bottom of the ocean sad forever. Really, Leo? You're going to sit here and argue that with me? I'm inclined to tell you to shut the fuck up. Stop lying to yourself. Shut the fuck up. You got to stop juggling the idea of do I want a loss or do I want a victory, and just take the victory. Probably have to communicate from a heartfelt place. 8 of Wands in the reverse, clarified by the Knight of Swords and the Strength card. You're not fucking listening with the 8 of Wands. Reversed, you're not fucking listening to Spirit and the Dark Knight. All the little lights trying to say, hey, remember we left a light on to show you the way. You're like, no, you didn't. You didn't show me the way. You didn't show me anything. My eyes are closed. I don't see any lights. What lights are you talking about? You're lying. There's no lights. Someone was trying to tell you that your energy is standing on a house of cards. Your energy is as strong as the house of cards you've built. It's just a fucking house of cards. Anybody can come along and go, shake the table. No. Leo. I know you're a fixed sign, but come on. Don't be so stubborn, okay? Four of Wands, clarified by the Page of Coins and the 8 of Coins. You've got to make an effort. You've got to make an effort to grow and seize an opportunity to grow if you want joy and a truly solid foundation. You know, the little bee here leads you to the queen bee, which is the sunshine. The queen bee in this deck is the sun card. Page of Coins is about growth and seizing an opportunity for growth, and this requires effort with the 8 of Coins. You've got to grow. You've got to grow. You got to teach your little caterpillar-like self to fly. Turn into a butterfly. Turn into a butterfly. Leo. You've gotten divine little lessons from Spirit along the way. People have dropped light guidance to you. And you're either going around in circles and pretending you don't see it, or you're going to open your eyes to the fucking reality of whatever they were saying, because you've been guided along the way. Okay, you've gotten some kind of light advice along the way. You had a light teacher, okay? You had a light teacher. Like, come on. Spirit made the effort, you just refused to hear it. Spirit taught you the lesson, you just refused to apply the knowledge, okay? You had a light teacher. What did they tell you? What did they tell you, this person of the light? Because you're either going to follow the light home. You're either going to follow the light home to your true self, home to your happiness, your highest good reality. You're either going to follow the light home to your highest good reality and thank fucking God that you heeded the advice of your light teacher. You're going to say, no, I like my circles. No, I don't see any lights. It's dark where I am. I like the bottom of the ocean in the dark. Or you're going to swim to the goddamn surface. Get out of the fucking dark, cold pressure under there. And go enjoy the light. Why are you standing on a house of cards? It's not stable. It's not a stable home, the house of cards. It's not stable. Someone told you. Someone told you. Someone's been dropping little light lessons for however long they were in your experience, but they can't stay at the bottom of the ocean with you. They can't stay in the house of cards with you. So they dropped off their little light lessons, and it's like, I hope Leo learned it. Because when they left, you were going around in circles with your big energy and your little energy. Your highest good energy and your fucking lowest bullshit energy. They left you to choose. They gave you the lesson. It's up to you whether or not you want to close the cycle on this. Because I do feel like your head wants to explode. And you feel like you're trapped. I feel like you feel like you're trapped. Wherever you're at. I feel like you're trapped. Or at least that's what you believe. You believe that you're trapped. And you're saying, no, I like it in the dark. There's nothing I could do to get out of here. And someone was like, swim, bitch. Swim! Get the fuck out of your house of cards. What the fuck? Don't tell me you ain't got nothing. There's nothing you can do. Yes, there fucking is. Yes, there fucking is. Don't tell me there ain't, Leo. There's nothing I can do. I'm just gonna eat my sad lollipop and pretend I don't see the light lessons they taught me. I'm gonna pretend. I want to be ignorant. I want to be ignorant and sad. I want to be ignorant and sad. I want to be in the dark. Leave me alone in the dark. I love it here. As you're fucking sobbing in the dark. I fucking love it here. Leo, shut the fuck up. No, you don't. No, the fuck you don't. No, the fuck you don't. Fucking swim. Fucking swim. Instead of drowning under the pressure of your emotions, swim through them, let them bring you to the light. Okay? Jesus. All right. Sagittarius. Sag and Sagittarian energy. There is absolutely nothing in Sag right now, cosmically speaking. Nothing. So, whatever your natural Sagittarian placements are, those are going to dominate. And whatever house Sagittarius rules, this is going to be the energy influencing that house, okay, in your own birth chart. So, Spirit, please, what is going on with Sagittarian energy? What is going on with Sagittarian energy? So that whoever catches this in the divine spiral of time, when these energies are influencing them, they can understand how it's affecting the house that rules Sag in their chart. These are the energies that their house of Sag is feeling or revisiting. What is going on with Sagittarian energy in the house that rules Sag in their chart? What is going on in the house that rules Sag in their chart, so that they understand the energies when they catch this in divine time and the spiral of things, that they're visiting these energies. What is going on with Sag? The house that Sag rules. Clarities, please. One more. Two more. Strength card on the bottom. Moon card on top. Moon card on top. All right. This may be particularly significant if you've got a Sag moon, or if Sagittarius rules the 8th house or the 5th house, because Strength is a Leo card and Leo rules the 5th house. So it could be, this could be particularly important. It's going to be important anyway, but it's going to be particularly important if you have a Sag moon, or if you have Sagittarius that rules the 5th or the 8th house. Okay? Especially if that gets aspects from your Leo house, right? If you have placements in Leo that are possibly anything moon, it could be white moon, black moon, or actual moon, right? Black moon Lilith, white moon Selene, or your actual moon sign. You might have things going on in either Leo or Pisces, right? Because the moon is a Piscean card. This could be connect the dots for you if you have strong placements, white moon, black moon, or moon in Sag, Leo, or Pisces, okay? Because it's aspecting or challenging, depending on what the placements you have there are, your house of Sagittarius, okay? It's like having Black Moon Lilith in your house ruled by Leo, and it's aspecting and throwing shade to your Sagittarian house, right? Throwing challenges to overcome with Black Moon Lilith type thing. Now, Gemini energy might also be significant, being your sister sign, the polar opposite, right? If you have significant Gemini placements. Opposing your Sagittarian house, because Gemini opposes Sag. Understand what the house is that rules Gemini, because that house is challenging your Sagittarian house, okay? That facet of your birth chart is challenging the opposite house that Sag rules. So, Moon on top. You might need to face secrets, bring secrets to light. You might need to allow the self to undo false beliefs or allow yourself a new vision. You may need to seriously get in touch with your intuition, because Sagittarius is the prophet or the seer. It is the mental expansion beyond the limited point of view of Gemini energy. It is the expanded view. It is the long-term view. It is the destination, right? Where Gemini energy is the first step in front of you, Sagittarian energy is the destination. You might need to shift the perspective on how you see getting from point A to point B. That it might not be so linear, right? Might not be so linear. Because underneath you're dealing with a house of cards, okay? The underlying issue is that you're dealing with a house of cards. It's an unstable home. Could blow over at any minute. And I think that you've outgrown your crib. I think you've outgrown your crib and you got to stop fighting your vegetables. Okay? I think you've outgrown your crib and you've got to stop fighting your vegetables. They're good for you. Especially if it's higher commitment and a Queen of Cups. Someone with strong or significant water placements, Queen of Cups. Might also tell you to take a look at your own water energy and if you have woundings there, so that you can commit to the healing of your wounds and love them. We've got the Knight of Cups with the Lover's card. This is bringing in loving words or loving communications to whatever house rules Gemini for you. Loving whatever is going on in that house, whether it's your first house of self all the way to your 12th house of undoing and things that force you to grow into yourself. This is about really communicating love to whatever house Gemini rules for you, giving love energy in that direction. Because when you give love energy in that direction, you get the 10 of Cups and the release of the 3 of Cups. I mean, the release of the 3 of Coins, which 3 of Cups, you might be dealing with a third party, a karmic situation, karmic contracts, which is essentially what 3 of Coins is. Do I need to be bigger than the people I'm around, or do I need to be smaller than the people I'm around? When you just be yourself and you take off like an elephant never forgets, the 10 of Cups, like go towards your emotional fulfillment. When you give love to whatever house Gemini rules, Sag. When you give love to that house, appreciation to that house, gratitude to that house, commitment to that house, you essentially unlock the 10 of Cups and the release of karmic shit. You will find yourself on the journey with the 3 of Wands, and it becomes effortless. It becomes effortless. 8 of Coins and 7 of Coins, both in the reverse. It becomes effortless. 15 coins, it's like releasing devil energy. You put yourself above the foxes who are sniffing around trying to get at your good energy. You got to pour love. Loving words and loving actions. Like even this Knight of Cups has a huge pentacle on the ground. The circle with the star. You've got to protect yourself with loving actions and loving words. Like you've got to protect yourself with positive, loving speech and actions. You've got to take loving actions and speak loving words to yourself. Protect yourself with positive, highly aligned energy, like love. So that those who would steal from you and sneak can't follow your trail. You've got to let go of feeling like you've got to be bigger than other people, and letting go feeling like you're smaller than other people. That whole big and small shit's an illusion. It's an illusion. You just be. You just be. Bigger than, smaller than. It's an illusion. It's not real. Alice went down the rabbit hole, but it was just a dream. It wasn't real. Our Piscean house, if you go back and watch Pisces and recognize what house Pisces rules for you, Pisces rules illusion. It's the dream. It's the illusion and it's the dream. Big and small, like the two fish swimming in different directions. Am I big or am I small? Neither. You're not even the fish. You're the string connecting the two together. Allow life to flow effortlessly. Embrace the effortless flow instead of feeling like you've got to constantly go uphill. So much so, like, stop feeling like you're the weaver of your own destiny type shit, and just embrace the fact that you've already chosen your destiny beyond this lifetime. Your ego thinks it's in control. It's not. Your soul was. Your soul already wrote the story. You were born into the story your soul already wrote. Stop fighting the story. Your soul already wrote the happy ending. If you fight the story that your soul is trying to flow with you on, then you're essentially fighting the happy ending. Your soul wrote a beautiful story. You can feel it. Like in your soul, you can feel the beautiful story written. flow with the story. Get back on track. Jump back into the story your soul wrote. Start doing as your soul guides you. Fuck the illusion. Fuck the opposite energy and not being grateful for it. Embrace the snakes that would eat your smaller energy alive. Like we had a conversation earlier in this whole live about how the snake eats the mice and it eats the cat. The snake will fucking eat it. Because they're smaller energy. The only thing the snake won't eat is the human. It's the top of the food chain. You could take Debbie sneezing as divine confirmation. Third eye clearing. Debbie, I fucking love you. The 10 of Cups, the fulfillment, is when you let go of believing that you're small with the mice. Stop hanging around with caterpillars. Fucking hookah smoking caterpillars. They're fucking high on their own supply. Like, don't. They will blow smoke up your ass. Okay? You don't choose this life as a human. You chose it as a spirit. Stop trying to control it and write it your human way. Just do as the fuck you're guided. Do as you're fucking guided. Point blank, period. Spirit will take you one step at a time the whole way. And it's like, oh, fuck yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah, fuck yeah. If it's not a fuck yeah, it's a fuck no. I had the proudest fucking moment the other day. My son was playing video games with his friends. He was on his mic. And his friends must have been saying, like, I don't know, should I do it? And he was like, if it's not a fuck yeah, it's a fuck no, dude. And I was just like, oh. Because I say it all the time. If it's not a fuck yeah, it's a fuck no. He actually fucking said it to his friends. He's like, if it's not a fuck yeah, it's a fuck no, dude. And I was like, yes. Yes. Like, you allow yourself to have really proud moments when you just trust yourself. Trust yourself and go with the flow. Trust yourself, capital S. Not little s, not little human s, big capital S, spirit S. Like, trust your soul. Trust your soul wrote you a great fucking story. Heed your soul. If it's a fuck yeah, go for it, because your soul wrote it. If it's a fuck yeah, it feels like that's it. That choice is a fuck yeah. Despite every fear and despite every worry and despite every anxiety and despite every fucking self-loathing lie that you would have in your own shadow's mind, like despite everything else, if making that choice when you throw the whole mountain in your mind into your heart space and let it sink into the sea, when you let the whole mountain in your mind fall into the sea of your heart and let it disappear, let the mountain get swallowed by the sea so that your mind can do what it does best, and it's just simply choose. Your mind is not meant to overthink. It was designed to choose. Let your heart guide you. Fuck yeah or fuck no. Let your heart guide you. This is what I want. This is what I desire. This is what I want to feel. And allow any overthinking to just sink into the heart space so that the heart space can just get it out of your way. So that your mind can do what it was always meant to do, and it's just simply choose. Just simply do. Do what feels good. Do what feels like a fuck yeah. Because that's what you want. That's what you desire. Sag. All right? Get rid of the illusion. Get rid of the illusion. Don't pretend to be a bird. and you're actually a fish trying to swim in the sky. The fish dies in the air. It's meant for the ocean. And vice versa. Birds are not meant to go flying underneath the ocean and living under the ocean. They're meant to fly in the air. They will die and drown in the ocean. They can't stay there. Get out of the illusion, right? Let yourself flow. Your mind is not meant to write the story. Your egoic human mind is not meant to write the story. You will die if you keep trying to write that story. It's going to feel like death inside. You're going to feel like you're living to die. But if you let yourself follow spirit, capital S, and spirit's story, you're not living just to die anymore. You don't feel like death while living. You feel like you're actually living life. It's the whole purpose of life, and you don't ever want the story to end. It's the best fucking story ever. It's got the best fucking story ever. And the happiest fucking ending. The happily ever afters that you know just continue on in beautiful energy forever and ever. Spirit wrote you a fucking fairy tale. Spirit wrote you a fucking fairy tale. Go live that shit. There ain't no reason to write a fucking tragedy when you've been given a fucking fairy tale. Okay? Your soul wrote you a fairy tale. So with that said, guys, I appreciate you all for dropping the likes. Thank you all for everybody who shares, who's left comments, and everything that you guys do to help my channel grow. I really appreciate all of you so much. I will get the timestamps in the description as soon as I am able. All right, so that you can go back, rewatch, replay in divine time, and I will make sure to add them to all of the playlists, right? Because I have all the playlists on the channel with all the different zodiac signs, so that you can go back and find it in divine time if you're guided to. All right, my love and support is with you always. Thank you much. See you next time.